Two young men were filming themselves tap dancing on the roof of a tall warehouse when one of them fell onto his car below us. The injured dancer, Damien, is currently fighting for his life in the hospital. Morgan starts her first day at work by investigating this fall on the warehouse roof. She discovers a tripod and a phone. Examining the phone, she noticed smudge patterns that indicated it was used by a left-handed person. And from the lock screen image and a sticker, it seems the owner was Catholic and a baseball fan. Damien fell with his phone, so there must have been two persons on the roof. Morgan also thinks that Damien was pushed, as someone killing himself probably wouldn't fall on his exceptional car. Lieutenant Mellon needs an extra pair of hands in a robbery homicide case. He says any help will do except the cleaning lady, by which he means Morgan. A young detective volunteers. Lieutenant Mellon is getting hammered in the press. 5 jewelry stores were hit in the last 2 months. Karagic and Morgan visit Damien and his mother in the hospital. Damien is still fighting for his life. The mother is convinced that nobody dislikes Damien. She does know that he has made a share of mistakes, but he got his life together and was happy working at B's Body Shop Brothers, a custom auto shop. They hire at-risk youth and ex-cons to fix up cars and get their lives back on track. Damien's 5 co-workers from the Body Shop Brothers visit the hospital too. Morgan can pick out the one on the roof by using the clues from the found phone just by observing who's a Catholic baseball fan and left-handed. This guy, Roland, tells the police how someone pushed Damien of the roof. He couldn't see who. This makes him the prime suspect. Despite numerous security cameras on the ground floor near the warehouse, there was no footage of a third person. However, evidence of foreign paint in the trunk and a modified lock so that it could be opened from the inside led Morgan to conclude that a third individual had entered the warehouse, hidden within the trunk of Damien's car. Morgan suspects that one of Damien's 4 closest colleagues was responsible for the crime. To obtain their alibis, Morgan offers them a deal that they can get Damien's car sooner from the police in Pound. An assistant at the police will check their alibis with cellular network analysis software. Morgan theorized that the assailant's limited visibility in the darkness led him to bolt the wrong tap dancer off the roof. After all, Damien was very well liked by everyone. So the killer will probably try again to kill the other dancer, Roland. Karagic calls Roland to warn him that he's in danger, but the background music is too loud and the connection is lost. Luckily, Morgan recognized that the 2 songs in the background are from the 90s, which leads the 2 detectives to a 90s party in a warehouse. There they're too late. Roland was shot to death. On security footage, they can see that the killer hit his face with a hoodie, but that Roland reacted familiar towards him, so they just have known each other. And the gunshot generated sparks that occur when there is copper or lead left in the barrel, usually in a very old or poorly maintained gun. These distinctive sparks were also observed as security footage of one of the jewelry store robberies being investigated by Lieutenant Mellon. Eyewitnesses to the first 3 robberies reported the perpetrator fleeing with a driver, each time in a different car. However, in the subsequent 2 robberies, no getaway car was seen, and both incidents occurred near stops along the red subway line. Based on this evidence, Morgan theorized that the robber had lost their accomplice, a getaway driver. The recently killed Roland, with his access to numerous vehicles from the Body Shop Brothers, was a prime suspect for this role, so Morgan believes that the robberies and the fall from the warehouse are connected. They also remember Roland saying that Damien helped Roland escape a life of crime as they started posting their dancing videos together, so Roland must have told the robber between 3rd and 4th robberies that he's out. The robber must have been worried that Roland will expose him. He knows where they tap dance, so rigs his trunk to push Roland off the roof, but pushes Damien, then rectifies his mistake at the club, this time with his gun from the robberies. The 2 detectives still don't know who the robber is, but they notice that the robberies usually start after the police gets distracted by a code 3 on the police scanner. So they stay undercover at a jewelry store and call out a code 3. And sure enough, the robber bites the bait and gets arrested. It is indeed one of the co-workers of the Body Shop Brothers. Damien is recovering in the hospital and jokingly asks his friends to fix his car. Karadak's boss kept her promise and followed up on Morgan X's car after his disappearance 15 years ago. They found that the car was abandoned in a Costco parking lot a few miles from where Roman and his family lived. Then inside the car there was a box of diapers, which means he didn't intend it to abandon his family. Morgan is very happy with her first paycheck. Now she got her car fixed, her kid's very happy, and Karadek too. He no longer has to drive her around.